I am so excited about this video, you have no idea. No idea. Welcome to Average Joe's Whiskey. My name is Joe. Today I get to review a brand new release from one of my favorite distilleries. This is Found North Peregrine. Peregrine? I think it's Peregrine. 21-year age statement, and that's just the youngest whiskey that's in here. There is older whiskey, comes in at 114.2 proof, finished in ex-cognac and new wood. Now, I haven't tried all of the Found North releases, but the ones that I have tried have absolutely blown me away. Let me get this into a glass real quick because the press release recommends letting it sit for 30 minutes. We'll see if we can make it that far. Smells pretty good, but we're gonna give it that 30-minute airtime. All right, so I've been letting this sit for about 25 minutes. It does smell a little bit more incredible than it did before. It smelled good before, now it smells borderline amazing. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of the Peregrine series. So this is from their press release. Peregrine 2024. This was bottled in 2024, even though it's been being released in 2025. The Peregrine First Flight established the beginning of the high altitude collection, a process built around the production philosophy of blend, finish, reblend, which has grown to include additional releases like the Hoverhawk and the Helldiver. Each member of the collection has a clear identity and profile, but we recognize the importance of Peregrine as the first pillar of the high altitude collection. After reviewing Peregrine First Flight, our goal with Peregrine 2024 was to provide more thickness in the mid palate and dial back the black pepper on the finish, allowing us to rely less heavily on the new wood finishing casks. Our ratio of cognac to new wood in First Flight was about 60-40. In the 2024 vintage, the ratio of cognac cask to new wood was just about 70-30. By creating an oilier foundation in the initial blend, the resulting whiskey has greater viscosity and more space for the fruit character to ripen. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I don't wanna get into any of the tasting notes or anything. I wanna go ahead and taste this without them putting any thoughts into my head. But a little bit more about the whiskey real quick. So this is Found North, obviously. So it is Canadian whiskey, an American company, but Canadian whiskey. It is a blend of a 21 and a 24-year-old rye, as well as a 23, 24, and 25-year-old corn whiskey. So the blended mash bill is about 78% corn, 21% rye, 1% malted barley. I think I said already that it comes in at 114.2 proof and carries an age statement of 21 years since that's the youngest whiskey in there. SRP is going to be $225 and they're only putting out 3,420 barrels. So this is probably going to be hard to find. Found North is doing a lottery that starts on February 12th. So if you want to get one of these, go to the Found North website, enter the lottery beginning on February 12th. All right. This has been killing me letting this sit for 30 minutes. I am dying to taste this. It's a very unique nose. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like maple syrup. Kind of maple syrupy, honey maybe. Maybe like some strawberry or raspberry. Like a tart red fruit. Blended with honey or blended with maple syrup. Definitely not as oaky as you would expect from a 21-year-old whiskey. Much of that I'm sure has to do with the fact that it's aged primarily in Canada and it doesn't get real warm in Canada. All right, let's try it. Okay, so for me, this is very like caramel popcorn forward. Those tart notes that I was getting on the nose, I'm not really getting on the palate. It is mostly caramel popcorn, but there's also some like spice that pops up mid palate and it kind of comes back around towards the finish. Yeah, that is just buttery, maple syrupy, caramel popcorny. So I have to say there is like a hint of pepper in there somewhere. But the sweetness and the mouthfeel are just kind of so overwhelming that it makes that peppery note like very subtle. Very subtle, I have to say. I'm trying to look for some cognac notes. A cognac finish will often give me like some real sweet, fruity notes. But this is more like I said, caramel popcorn, maple syrup, toasted marshmallow. So as the glass gets lower, I am getting a little bit of those grape notes from the cognac finish, I would imagine. Definitely a little bit of grape on the nose as it gets low in the glass. But this is, I have to say, this is really good. Found North, you guys knocked this out of the park. Excellent, excellent pour. I'm gonna have to enter that lottery because I need to find me a bottle of this. The thing I love about Found North, it is just a completely different flavor profile. If you're used to bourbon, if you're used to Canadian whiskey, it just doesn't taste like either of those. It's very well aged, but it's not over oaked. I have to say, oak really isn't a prominent note in any of the Found North products that I've tried, but they're all super sweet. They have an amazing mouthfeel and a very unique flavor profile. I would describe it more confectionery than fruity, but very unique and just awesome, awesome whiskey. So I absolutely love the whiskey. The only downside is the price, $225. It's expensive. I'm not gonna say it's overpriced. It's just, you know, on the expensive side. I mean, it's 20-plus-year-old whiskey, so what do you expect it to cost? Obviously, it's gonna be $200 plus. The only other downside, I guess, is the availability. They're only putting out 3,300 bottles or so it is gonna be tough to find, especially since it's delicious. Everybody's gonna want a bottle. But man, Found North does it again. Excellent job, Found North. I appreciate the sample. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, watch another one. See you next time.